Hello students, we are discussing the chapter how do organisms reproduce. In this video, we will discuss the gametes in the human beings. As we have discussed in our previous videos, that human beings have different sexes, that is male and female, and both those sexes or genders produce their respective gametes. The male produces its male gamete known as sperm in the testis, and female produces the female gamete that is known as ovum or egg in the ovaries. What are gametes basically? Gametes are the haploid cells. Haploid means the cells which contain half set of chromosomes which give rise to zygote. After fusion, they will form the first cell of every multicellular complex organism, and that first cell of every multicellular complex organism is known as zygote. These gametes fuse with each other, and that process is known as fertilization. But before fertilization, we'll discuss the two gametes. The first one is male gamete. The male gamete is sperm. It is produced in testis. There are specialized cells known as seminiferous tubules which gives rise to this sperm. The formation of sperm in the male reproductive system is known as spermatogenesis. This process is known as spermatogenesis. Sperm is an elongated cell which has different regions with it. It is basically divided into three regions, that is head, neck and tail. It is motile because of the tail region it possesses. The head region possesses a tip-like structure named as acrosome. This acrosome has specific proteolytic enzymes. Proteolytic means which breaks the protein. Proteolytic enzymes that will penetrate the wall of ovum. ये जो एक्रोसोम है बच्चे, ये गोल्जी apparatus से मिलकर बनता है और इस पर इसके पास प्रोटियोलिटिक एंजाइम्स होते हैं जो क्या करते हैं, ओवम की वॉल को पेनिट्रेट करते हैं ड्यूरिंग फर्टिलाइजेशन. Then it has nuclei which contain the chromosome, this portion. Then it has centrioles. Two centrioles are there, proximal centriole and distal centriole. In the neck region, it has mitochondrial strands. These are mitochondrial strands. These are the strands which are made up of mitochondria, and why they are required? They are required to provide energy to the sperm cell. As sperm cell is a motile cell, it can move on its own by the whiplash movement of the tail. This tail provides the whiplash movement as the snake moves. That whiplash movement helps this sperm to move into the sperm duct as well as into the female reproductive system. Then that region is known as a tail region. This tail region helps the sperm to move. So this region is head region. This one is the neck region, and the last one is the tail region, which helps in the movement. So what is the specific thing about the sperm? It is a motile cell. It can move on its own by the help of whiplash movement provided by the tail. It has acrosome at the tip, which helps in the penetration of the wall of the ovum. In the neck region, it has mitochondrial strands which provide this cell energy. For the movement, as movement requires a large amount of energy. And for that energy, it has mitochondrial strand. As mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. Now, the second gamete which we have to discuss and which is in the syllabus is female gamete. And female gamete is known as ovum or egg. Female have immature form of eggs already present in them by birth. Those immature eggs will start to get matured and form a follicle. That follicle is known as a Graafian follicle. What actually a Graafian follicle is? Graafian follicle is the complete structure from which the egg is released after every 28th day of menstrual cycle. This is the rough picture of a Graafian follicle. The Graafian follicle you will study in detail in class 12th. This is Graafian follicle. Graafian is the name of the scientist who discovered it. This Graafian follicle is a mature follicle which gets matured after every 28 days. This is ovum which is present in this Graafian follicle, and that is the cells which surrounds it for the nourishment. After every 28 days or after 28 days cycle, this ovum is released. And ovum is a spherical structure. That is the difference between the sperm and ovum. Sperm is elongated cell, whereas ovum is a spherical structure. Sperm is motile, whereas ovum is non-motile. It cannot be able to move on its own. This is the plasma membrane. Inside it has nucleus, which contain half set of chromosomes, that is 23 chromosomes. So 23 chromosomes from the nuclei of ovum and 23 from the nuclei of sperm fuse together to form zygote that contains 46 chromosomes, the usual number of chromosomes in the human beings, that is 46. 23 pairs means 46 chromosomes. These are the polar bodies which are formed during the formation of ovum, and formation of ovum is known as oogenesis. Formation of female gamete in the female reproductive system, that is ovaries, is known as oogenesis. Next, it has a covering which is known as zona pellucida. This zona pellucida will ensure that only one sperm will fuse at one time. As we will discuss, or you will discuss in your higher classes, that millions of sperm enter in one time during ejaculation by male into the female reproductive tract. Out of those millions, only one sperm will fuse with one ovum to form one zygote. How it is restricted, how it is controlled, that is controlled by the zona pellucida. As this acrosome penetrates the zona pellucida releases a rigid substance which does not allow the other substance to fuse with the ovum. So only one sperm can be able to fuse with one ovum. Out of this, there is a radial cells, irregular shaped cells are present, and a layer is formed. That layer is known as corona radiata. So that is the structure of ovum. Ovum is spherical in shape. Sperm is elongated in shape. It is motile. It does not show any locomotion on its own. Sperm is present in the male reproductive system, that is testis, whereas ovum is matured or formed in the female reproductive tract, that is in the ovaries. Sperm continuously formed in the males 24/7, whereas ovum is matured after 28 days of cycle in females. So that is the male and female gamete. After this male and female gamete, the formation of male and female gamete, now the question arises how they will meet, how they will come in contact with each other. Human males and females are motile. They can approach each other, and after that, male perform an act that is known as male sex act, which is also known as intercourse. The first step is erection of penis. In the excited state, the penis has blood filled in it, and due to which it becomes erect. The second step is coitus or intercourse. It is also known as sexual intercourse. The rhythmic inward and outward movement of penis into the female reproductive tract, that is vagina, will leads to the release of semen into the female reproductive tract, and that is known as ejaculation. After the ejaculation, the third step is subsidence of penis. After the ejaculation, after the release of semen into the vagina, the blood vessels or the arterioles present in the penis will contract. The blood flow in that is released is become normal again, and then the penis will release or becomes normal to its position. That is known as subsidence or the reduction in the size of penis. So that is the male sex act by which this sperm is inserted into the female reproductive tract, that is vagina. So that's how the two gametes will meet. The next step after the meeting of gametes will be the fertilization. What is fertilization? Fusion of male and female gamete to form a zygote is known as fertilization. When two gametes, that is male gametes, sperm and ovum, comes in contact with each other, come closer in the vicinity of each other, then they will fuse with each other. That fusion is known as zygote. The fusion of the male and female nuclei present in the gametes of it to form a zygote is known as fertilization. What actually happens in the fertilization, bache? The sperm contains the half set of chromosomes. That is the N number. And the ovum from the female contains the half set of chromosome, that is the other N. Both of they fuse with each other. There are multiple reaction occurs during this bache, but that is not the part of your syllabus. And after the fertilization, what happens? A diploid cell is formed, and that diploid cell, that cell contains two set of chromosome, that is 2M, and that is known as zygote. This process is also known as syngamy. Syn means mixing and gamy means gametes. The mixing of gametes to form a zygote is known as fertilization. On the basis of medium, this fertilization is of two types. First, internal fertilization, and the second, external fertilization. But first we'll discuss the internal fertilization. What is internal fertilization? The fusion of male and female gamete inside the body of a female of or an organism is known as internal fertilization. Whensoever this fusion, this mixing of two gametes takes place, and that mixing, that fusion will take place inside the body of a female, inside the body of an organism, that fertilization is known as internal fertilization. In this, only one gamete is required, or one gamete fuses with the other without the requirement of any external medium. We do not require any external media like water or anything else for this fertilization which this kind of fertilization occurs in mammals, like in human beings, dogs, cats, etc. And the second type of fertilization is external fertilization. What is it? This is the mode of fertilization in which the fusion of male and female gametes takes place outside the body of a female or outside the body of an organism. That is known as external fertilization. In this fertilization, the gamete, the male gamete, several or numerous male gametes are released into an external media, that is like water. Those media help the gametes to move here and there, and whenever they comes in contact with each other, they will fuse and results in the formation of zygote outside the body of female. So in this, the zygote formation takes place outside the body in the external media, and in this, the zygote formation takes place inside the female body. There is no need of external media in this. The example in which the external fertilization takes place are reptiles, the snakes which used to crawl on the earth's surface. Next, rather than reptiles, the fishes, they also performs external fertilization. So this is the fusion of male and female gamete to form a zygote, and that is known as fertilization. It is of further two types, the internal fertilization and external fertilization. Internal fertilization occurs inside the body of a female or inside the body of an organism. It does not require any external media, whereas the external fertilization requires an external media like water for the fusion of male and female gamete to produce a zygote. That is the first cell of every multicellular complex living organism. So that is the difference between external and internal fertilization.